Welcome to the session. We would be covering the next 15 set of questions for the CBSE NET June 2015 paper 1. To start with, the first question asks about which of the following is an instant messenger that is used for chatting. Now, Microsoft Office is a business productivity application software. Mac is an operating system and Alta Vista is one of the search engines. So the only choice left here is Google Talk. Since it clearly mentions Google Talk or Gtalk, we can say it's a means of instant messenger that's usually common for chatting. The other common examples here would be Skype. The next question is, Civil Service Day is celebrated on. Civil Service Day is celebrated on 21st April in India every year, and it's dedicated to the civil servants working in India. Now, these set of questions that are covered in this class are mostly based on direct knowledge or are much more factual in nature. The next question is, now this is something you must know about earthquake. Okay, so let's first understand earthquake. So earthquake is usually measured on Richter scale. Now what happens is, if it changes on Richter scale from say 4 to 5, okay, what would happen in terms of amplitude? Amplitude would increase 10 times and the energy released would increase 31.6 times with every switch. Okay, so 4 to 5 would be 10 times. So 5 to 6 would again be 10 times. Okay, so amplitude with every increase in the magnitude on Richter scale increases by 10 times and energy release increases by 31.6 times. Now let's go on to the question. Two earthquakes A and B happen to be of the magnitude 5 and 6 respectively on Richter scale. The ratio of the energy released B by A would be, since it's the ratio of energy released B by A, so it's 6 by 5, okay, that is being asked, so it would be 31.6 times. So this sign stands for approximately, so the correct answer here would be approximately 32. Now, which of the following represents binary equivalent of the decimal number 25? Now here what we would do is, we would try to solve the decimal number 25 and convert it into binary numbers. We have a whole session on conversion of decimal numbers to binary numbers and binary numbers to decimal numbers. You can check out that video on the YouTube channel. Now let's solve this question specifically. So you have 25. Since I have to convert it into binary, what I would do is, I would divide by 2 and put the remainder on the side. So I would divide it by 2, you have 12. You have 1 as the remainder. I'll divide 12 by 2, so you have 6 with no remainder. By 2, so you have 3 with no remainder. By 2, so you are left with 1 remainder. Okay. And now when I read this, we go in the inverse, in the form from top to bottom. Sorry, from bottom to top. So the answer here would be 11001. So the binary equivalent of decimal 25 would be 11001. So from the given choices, I can say this is the correct answer. So I repeat what we are doing. We are dividing the number by 22, the number by 2. We are putting on the remainder on this side. And then finally we move from bottom to top and see what the number becomes. So it would be 11001. The next question is, the session of parliament is summoned by. Now, President of India is the person who is responsible for summoning the session of the parliament. For example, let's say if a bill is passed, if a bill is rejected in both the houses of the parliament and a specific time has been elapsed, then it's only the president who has the power to summon it to summon the session of the parliament. The next question is, India's contribution to global carbon dioxide emission is 5.98. So I can say it's approximately 6. So the correct answer here would be 4. That's again a question based on direct knowledge. Now the gross enrollment ratio in institutes of higher education in India as per 2015 is, this is again a direct question, the answer here is 19%. For males it's around approximately 20 and females it's around 17.9%. So the correct answer, the average total here is 19% for males and females. This is again a question based on general knowledge. The next question is, which of the following countries per capita use of water is maximum? Now, United States of America has the highest per capita consumption of water. We say it's more than 300 liters a day. The other nations who have such record high use of water is Australia, Italy, Japan and Mexico. In contrast to this, there are countries which are using less than 15 liters of water per day. Example are Mozambique, Rwanda, Uganda and mainly African nations. So the correct answer in this case would be United States of America. The next question here is, the factors which are most important in determining the impact of anthropogenic activities on environment are. Now the word anthropogenic itself means activities that are influenced by human or influenced by man. So now let's understand which of the following activities would be influenced by man. Forest cover, you have no relation with. So first and second cannot be the answer. Okay. Land available per person is not affected by human activity. So what is affected by human activity is definitely population, affluence per person and the technology that is being used to exploit the resources, be it natural resources or man-made resources. Okay. So the correct answer here would be D, that is population, affluence per person and technology that is being used to exploit the resources. The next question is, in the recently launched air quality index in India, which of the following pollutants is not included? Now, air quality index has been launched in India as a trial for 10 cities. It is based on a color coding scheme starting from green till maroon. Green stands for cleaner environment, less than 50 on the index. It stands for more than 300 on the index. Okay, so maroon stands for highly polluted cities, while green stands for least polluted or best in terms of air quality index. Now, under the air quality index, it's CFC that is not being included. Fine particles, carbon monoxide and ozone are included as a pollutant, but CFC is not included as a pollutant in the air quality index, which has been recently released in India. The next question is, which of the following is not an output device? Now, keyboard, you enter things into. So keyboard is an input device. You have monitor, you can see what is being done, so it's a kind of output device. You have printer where you get the printouts, so it's again output. What is coming out is output. And speaker, what is playing onto the computer, you can hear that. So it's again an output device. So out of these, only keyboard is an input device. And the question says, which of the following is not an output device? So the correct answer here would be 2, that's keyboard. The next question says, the total number of central universities as per April 2015 is 43. You have the complete list of central universities with a brief introduction of each university at the website of MHRD, that's Ministry of Human Resource Development. You can check out the complete list of central universities there. The next is, which of the following is not a open source software? So open source softwares are those softwares which is accessible to the public, and public can make changes in the open source software. While Internet Explorer, among these, Internet Explorer is licensed under Windows, and the remaining 3, OpenOffice, Apache, and Fedora Linux are open source softwares. So the only among these which is not an open source software, the correct answer here is Internet Explorer. which is licensed under Windows or Microsoft. The next is encoding or scrambling data for transmission across network is known as. Now, encoding and scrambling, let's first understand the meaning of these. So, if I want to help one of my friends in the examination with the answer, okay, say the answer is A, B, C, D. What I can do is, I can tell her previously that I'll scramble the answers, I'll do it in the reverse order, so it would be D, C, B, A that I will tell you, and if you reassemble that, you will get the correct answer. Okay, so this is what is known as scrambling. You are changing the position mainly of the items. In the other case, encoding A, B, C, D. A stands for 1, B for 2, C for 3 and D for 4. So what I am doing is I am encoding the data, and both of these methods are used for encrypting the data. So you have data that is being encrypted that you know and your friend know. Okay, and these two methods along with decoding are known as cryptographic methods. Okay. And these cryptographic methods are used for data encryption. And data encryption is encrypting a data means that it can be understood only when it is run through decryption. Okay, only when it is decrypted or decoded. So when I decode, 1 means A, 2 means B, 3 means C, and 4 means D, then only I can understand that data. Now these days the common methods of encryption that are used are AES, that is Advanced Encryption Standard. You have TLS, Transport Layer Security, and SSL, Secure Socket Layers. Okay, so these are the common encryption methods that are used these days. The next is the last question: which of the following are combinations of renewable natural resources? Renewable natural resources are naturally occurring resources which can be renewed either biologically or naturally. Now, in this case, I can say oil cannot be the correct answer. Okay, so 2 and 3 cannot be the answer. Oil cannot be a renewable natural resource. We have limited quantity, so once depleted, it's gone. Clean air, you cannot replenish it again and again. So if you have higher pollution, you cannot say you can replenish clean air. Okay. Biological diversity. So if one of the species of, say, lagoons or langurs is extinct, what would happen? This extinct species cannot be replenished again. So biological diversity cannot be a correct option. You have fertile soil that can be replenished. So if you leave a patch of land fallow, it can be renewed and the soil fertility can be regained. Fishes, you are not talking about a specific species of fishes. So fishes can be renewed biologically. And again, freshwater source that naturally comes in from glaciers and rainwater. So these three, fishes, fertile soil and freshwater, is the correct answer. So with this, we covered the next set of 15 questions. In the next class, we will be talking about more questions, including the questions on reading comprehension. You can subscribe to ExamBase channel for further questions and further updates. Have a good day.